up.
You're live.
Yeah. We are up.
Let me send this over. Take this backpack off, and then it's not showing as live. Oh, there it is. Copy this link.
Thanks for the sandwich. I'm gonna take a bite, but I'll probably just eat it later.
Okay, guys. So I'm gonna spam the link in the chat now. Go over there, and I'm gonna do a podcast. Feel free to ask Andrew anything you want in the chat for him to ask me. Here's the link. If there's any mods here, spam this link. Okay, and then I'm gonna put on my Discord. So this is the link I'm going to right now, guys.
Your fans were upset at me earlier when I was doing that other podcast.
Because you weren't reading chat.
Yeah, I had no idea they were even there.
Did the link work, guys, or not? Did it work? No. Why would it not work, though?
I'm getting that audio interference on and off. It started, and then when I talked about it, it ended. I'm going to turn my Wi-Fi off. I don't think that matters. But...
Okay, let me try and send the link again, guys. Did that work?
I changed the...
Yeah, Jevon, if you could post the link, that would be awesome. If you could post the link, that'd be awesome. I'm gonna try post on the Discord real quick. Discord chat.
What the hell does clapped mean? I'm not in the loop.
Clapped?
Yeah.
In what context?
They said you're clapped. I don't get it. I'm not hip.
How come everyone else's one works but mine doesn't? Does it work now?
Sam inhales paint fumes.
Yes, I do.
I'm getting that.
Jank,
so weird.
Can you do an everything? Not an everything. An everyone app on the Discord. I
can. They probably can't hear you now because you're away from the mic.
Right.
But
Jank, if you can spam the chat and do an announcement on the Discord, that would be good. I'm gonna end the stream now, so bye everyone. Okay. Sorry, the beginning of your podcast is me standing here talking to myself.
No worries.
But I mean, I guess that's the live streamer lifestyle, right?
I mean, it seems to be.
Standing around talking to yourself. Okay.
I'm getting... As soon as I'm about to tell you that I'm getting that audio interference, it goes away. Which is good, but... strange that it's happening.
Let me...
they said clapped means ugly.
Okay, yeah, I guess so.
What's up, man?
I'm so dirty and tired.
It's a good day's work.
I feel like a homeless man.
Yeah, but you worked really, really hard. You're an underpaid homeless man.
I feel like I worked average amount.
No, you guys were there. How early were you guys here working on the van?
We've probably been working since when, JR? Like 12:30? Yeah, 12:30.
I was awake.
I've been going since 8 this morning.
Up and ready.
Yeah. We just had to go and buy stuff from Home Depot and stuff before.
Yeah. I've worked with him many times, and I always feel like shit the next day. I'm super sore.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the way it goes.
And also, we were doing this other event, like Saturday. This guy was getting like 10 world records.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I was tramp walling and like running around. So I'm like hurting from that because I got scoliosis. So my back's like super fucked up.
Do you actually have scoliosis?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so my back's like got like a double S in it. And like
It's just a money sign spine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But it's, yeah, like the money sign is for how much it's going to cost me to fix it.
Yeah, I broke my ass snowboarding one time, and I got x-rays when I was like 14 or something. So the nurse could like see my dick in the video or in the x-ray because they were looking at my lower spine. And turns out I had spina bifida, like a small case of that or whatever, where it's basically there's just an opening in the bone to like where your nerve is in your spine. So they were like, don't play football. And I was like, oh, okay.
They didn't put like a lead thing over your penis. I guess they couldn't because like normally when they x-ray you anywhere around your dick, they're going to put like a lead plate over it so that you don't get like your balls, like your semen killed.
Well, maybe that's worked in my benefit. I'm not trying to get anybody pregnant right now, so I've been lucky. But yeah, your fans were very upset at me for not acknowledging him last time.
The audio is still making a weird sound like a cockroach flapping its wings viciously. What a description.
It's not, though. They're lying.
Maybe it's just me talking.
Could be me talking. I have a strange voice as well. But yeah, I appreciate you doing this.
Oh, that's not a problem. So what kind of people would you normally interview on here?
Anybody doing anything creative, mostly.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. I've wanted before to get like super weird people too, but I also don't want them to know the location of this place.
Oh, okay.
Just like weirdos, but it's hard because this place is it exists.
Yeah.
And I don't want them back here.
Yeah.
But I mean, it'd be cool to talk to anybody. I've on old radio stations I heard like people talking to like strippers and stuff.
So like
anybody
you like
I don't
Howard
know about.
Stern kind of stuff you want to do.
I mean, I want to talk to somebody that knows shit about stuff I don't know. So that's everything.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Different people with like different traits and like different knowledge bases and different lives.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the first time I met you, it weirded me out because I had no idea what it was you did.
Yeah.
And my younger brother was like, you just met Sam Pepper. And I was like, oh yeah, he does YouTube, right? And he's like, oh
yeah. He watches a lot of YouTube.
He's
right?
a YouTube. Yeah. He's probably, he watches a lot of YouTube.
Yeah.
That and anime. That's it. Those are his go-tos.
He probably enjoys his Ice Poseidon.
Probably. He wears his loose change jacket all the time to where like it's got all the cum stains in it still.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't think he's ever washed it, but
no.
When did you first start doing live streaming?
Like just after March.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I met Ice at this beer pong competition. My friend Jack from the Juke Squad was putting on this beer pong competition, and Ice was participating in it. And I met him there, and then he invited me to come and like be on one of his streams, like a desktop stream.
Okay.
Because I weren't very comfortable doing like an IRL stream, so I'd seen like everyone be like, yeah, IRL's toxic, like you're gonna get swatted, like this is gonna happen, and I was like, okay, yeah. So I was like, I'll do a desktop stream with you. And then we did the desktop stream, and afterwards he was like, oh yeah, we should go and do an IRL stream. And I was like, okay, like I'm a little nervous.
Yeah. Well, it was strange to me. I mean, I've seen you do the IRL streams a few times now. And it's funny because you have a tendency to talk about what you're doing. Like I was in here earlier and you were back in that room grabbing something. And to me, it just looked like you were talking to yourself.
Oh, yeah.
But, that's what you kind of got to do to keep it interesting for people.
It's the same as like, I mean, I guess with your podcasts, it's condensed. So maybe you'll go live for like however long, an hour or whatever. But with my live stream today, for example, say I've been going since 12, that's 7 hours.
Yeah.
It's like, even if I stop talking for 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes in 7 hours is not a long time. But for me not to talk for 5 minutes is going to sound really weird. So you're like a radio host when you're live streaming, and you got to keep talking.
No dare.
And try, yeah, exactly, because otherwise it's really weird. But that's really draining, like mentally and physically. pretty draining.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm just not that interesting.
I mean, I don't think I'm that interesting half the time, but I feel like there's a lot of people out there that it's just like I find myself sometimes like that where I'm like, I don't want to work.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything. I want to lie in bed and I would just want to take my mind off shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a lot of people that watch the streams.
For sure. I think it definitely gives them something to do. And since you built a fan base, they just check in every now and again, and you're probably live streaming. I mean, you live stream daily now, right?
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah. I don't know, like when I talk to people about even doing this podcast, they're like, "Oh, so you just get drunk and talk to people? How hard is that?" I'm like, it takes like a lot out of me sometimes.
Yeah.
But I do that for an hour. You're doing this daily. I don't know.
The thing with the podcast, in my opinion, it might be kind of hard for you. I mean, I guess you can have time slots, like unless you can say I'm gonna do the podcast every week at this time or every other day at this time,
right?
It's gonna be hard for you to build attraction because
right.
with an hour period, that means people have to be online just by chance, ready to watch in that hour.
Well, I think that's what your fans, when I was doing the podcast earlier, they were in the chat. I think what they didn't understand about why I live stream, or the intention for why I started it, was so that I don't have to edit anything.
Yeah.
It's just up on YouTube. Because I was spending 2 to 4 hours editing one podcast before.
Yeah.
And it would keep piling up. I'd have more and more podcasts, and I had this backlog of shit. So the reason why I started live streaming was just to make editing. I don't have to edit now.
Mm.
But it does make it difficult with the podcast not having it like at a scheduled time, or the fact that it is a live stream. There has to be, they have to tune in right then.
Do you kind of not care so much about, at the moment, so much about the live viewers? Are you getting your views more residually after the video's been uploaded, kind of?
Yeah.
And it's just a bonus that people can watch it live if they want to.
Right. I mean, I think it's exciting. Some of my favorite podcasters, they live stream, and it seems like the good quality ones do live stream. So I was just wanting to be better quality, but it's not that I don't care about the live stream viewers or like interacting with them. I've just never fucking done that before.
Yeah.
So and
you need a kind of decent move in chat to be able to like start interacting with them.
Right. I was talking about maybe doing one once a week with a buddy of mine that does something creative, and focusing more on the people commenting and all that stuff. But not used to it yet. I kind of just got into it because I got into podcasting in general because I was doing nothing with my life. Like nothing. Sitting on the couch, drinking beer, going to shows sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And because I liked bands, I was like, well, why don't I invite them to come sit on my couch and drink beer and then record it? And so I got more like into the music scene and talking to those people. But I didn't realize there was a potential to make money from it until I started screen printing, and then I realized that I knew all these bands and they needed shirts. So I never focused like on views or the viewer before.
Yeah.
Basically before this year I never had. Before the beginning of this year. Never focused on them. It was all like an after thing.
Yeah.
When did you I heard you talk before where you were on Big Brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said that like there was a turning point for you when people weren't saying, "Oh, that's Sam from Big Brother." They were saying, "Oh, I've seen your videos." When was like your first big video?
Well, I feel like the word viral pretty much means any video that goes out of your like subscriber base. So like my first video that went out of my subscriber base was like a cinnamon challenge. I probably had like a decent amount less than 100,000 subscribers, and I got like 300,000 plus views on it.
Yeah.
And for me, that was like, oh, okay, like something went, that went somewhere. And then I started this kind of trend of these videos, which was like 10 things we do. And it would be like 10 things we do in bed, 10 things we do in the kitchen, 10 things we do at school. And it was really an easy video to make because all I'd do is I'd go on my Facebook and I'd put a post that says, list 10 things that list things below what you think we all do at school.
Right.
And then upvote ones that you relate to. So then I just look at like the 10 most upvoted ones, and then I'd just make a video and I'd literally just repeat them things.
They're
and
doing
kind
the work for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You were asking them to find the most relatable things amongst themselves.
Exactly.
And then make a video.
And then at the beginning of the video, I'd say, if you do any of these things, like the video, and then the videos would have crazy high interaction, and I think that helped the video spread. And then videos start getting like millions of views, like between 1 and 5 million views, and that's gave me a big boost.
When I don't know, the whole YouTube thing, like I had never gotten into it before, and my brother was so into it, it almost made me not want to be into YouTube. I was like, that's his fucking thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. But for you specifically, was it just that YouTube was the platform that everyone was using, so it made more sense to...
Well, there wasn't really any, like, when I first started doing YouTube shit, there wasn't really anyone posting content anywhere else. I mean, there's Vimeo, and it's like, with Vimeo, it's like, it's not like a website where you're discovered on, it's where you just kind of host high-quality videos.
Right.
And then, apart from that, there wasn't any really other platforms, so it was the only place. When I started posting videos on YouTube, no one knew what a YouTuber was. Like, it wasn't something that like people would just be like, oh yeah, I have a favorite YouTuber. I didn't even know there was such thing as YouTubers. What happened was, so one day I'm on my Twitter and I get like 100 tweets, and every single tweet says the same thing, but it's from loads of different people. And it said like, Mr. Tino Forever wants to have a date with you. Watch his video here. And I was like, what the fuck's that? And I click on the video, and it's this gay dude who made YouTube videos. And he made this funny video about like how he's in love with me and how we're meant to be together. But he was like, he was joking.
Just fucking around.
But he said at the very end, there's a click to tweet in the description, which is a link you can make where you click it and it pre-writes the tweet for them, and then all they have to do is click tweet. So I was like, Jesus, like he got that many fans to all like click and tweet this out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which was pretty incredible. And I was like, how the fuck does he manage to have these people who care about him? Who is he? And then I found out, oh, he's a YouTuber. And then I spoke to him and I was like, what the fuck do you mean you're a YouTuber? He's like, yeah, YouTube pays me to make videos. And I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
And then this was when you kind of had to be invited to be a partner with YouTube. Like, not everyone could make money on YouTube. They had to hand select you. So he introduced me to YouTube, which had recently been bought by Google. So Google, and they made me a partner. And then I just started making videos. And then
that's weird. I had no idea that back then you had to be invited.
Yeah. It's like very, there wasn't many YouTubers. It was just random people uploading videos, and some went viral.
Right.
There weren't constant like video creators.
Right. I'm sure there's like, I don't even know how many videos go up a second on YouTube. Like, there's so fucking many.
Yeah.
But when I first started getting into YouTube, it was just me watching those classic YouTube videos. Like, and when YouTubers started to become a thing, it felt so out of touch with me. Like, I was like, why do I want to know these facts about 10 things we all do before we go to bed?
Yeah.
But like, I almost could not fucking believe that people cared.
Yeah.
I was like, people want to watch this guy or girl do this thing. But the truth is, YouTube is no different than like, or having a favorite YouTuber. It's just like having a favorite like actor or favorite band.
Yeah.
It's just you assign somebody your affection based on their work.
Well, it actually makes even more sense, I think, to like a YouTuber than it does an actor. Because with a YouTuber, you actually have the chance to like them for actually who they are as a person. Like in a, like how you'd pick a friend almost. Right. But with an actor, you don't really know who that person is. You don't know what they do on a day-to-day. You don't know how they act. You don't know how they treat people. Especially when it comes to live streaming, you really get to gauge who someone really is, because you get to see an intense amount of their life.
Right. Like, this is my 100th podcast, and there's over 100 1,000 hours of me talking on the internet. So people can definitely decide whether or not they like me through a wider catalog than just like 4 movies I've been in or something. And truth is, most people don't. I don't know. The more content somebody puts out, the higher chance they have to not like that person based on like what they do. So, I mean, do you have fans that you've had from the very beginning of your YouTube video days, or do they seem to like?
So I do, yeah, I do have some people that have watched me for a long periods of time. But I feel like either you have 2 options. You have to develop with the age change of your viewership, or you need to keep adapting for a younger audience, or whatever audience ages that you want to have.
Yeah, that's the part that kind of always seemed scam artisty to me, is when somebody becomes famous and then 10 years down the line they're still making videos for 10-year-olds or something. And it's like, this can't be what this guy's like in real life.
And there's so many people that are like that. Like, you know, there's and honestly, like, that's how my YouTube career started. Like, I started making videos for like teen girls because I got a following because like girls thought I was like, you know, a good looking guy. And like, you know, like most of my following when I came off of Big Brother were girls that like had a crush on me.
Right.
So I obviously marketed towards that, and I did content that was like that vibe.
That's what advertising is.
Yeah. And it worked really well. And they're like very, very loyal. They're the ones that spend the most money on merch and all this shit. You know, like that fangirl kind of is. But then after a while, I was like, this is so unfulfilling. Yeah. Like, I'm not being myself. I'm not being true to who I am. Like, I don't really enjoy making this. I'm not excited to make it's a new 10 things we can do video. Right. I'm so excited. Or like a new chubby bunny challenge video. Like, I don't care. And then I always like doing pranks. So I was like, look, I'll slowly transition into pranks. And then I feel like I can keep some of the girls because I'll still be like a cutesy guy who's doing something fun.
Right.
And then I can develop like more of a fan base who's like, oh, I like what he's doing as well. Right. Because they didn't really care what I was doing before. They just wanted to watch me for watching me. So then I started doing the pranks, and then I transitioned a larger male audience. Right. And then as time went on,
guys like pranks.
Yeah. Because I started doing some of like the picking up girls, and that, you know, that brought in a lot more guy audience. And then now I do live streaming, and a lot of ICE's audience came over, like majority, and they're very guy heavy. Again, like 90%.
I have no idea. I have no idea what my audience is. It's not big at all, but it's. I don't believe it would be girls. Yeah. I don't think I have a big girl audience. I talk a lot about music too, and that already alienates so many people. Like, a lot of people don't want to hear about some guy's guitar for an hour, but that's kind of how I got into doing this whole thing. And if I was to stay the same with anything I did, I would get so fed up, which is why I think it's natural that you changed and you started doing other things.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you see yourself live streaming for years and years to come? Like,
that's
where
like
does
the
it go?
same as, do you see yourself making YouTube videos? Because live stream is nothing but a different way of putting content online. Right. So yes, I can see myself live streaming, but maybe it would transition into a really nice like sit down podcast. So like, I want to start a podcast, but that's not going to be the end of my live streaming. Like, I'm not just going to do a podcast, but say like I get to the point where I'm like, you know, over doing the IRL shit. Like, I don't want to do that anymore. I could see myself transitioning just into like doing like a really, really nice podcast with people I know. And so live streaming is just a way of putting up content.
Right.
But so yes, I can see myself live streaming for a long time, but whether it'll be the same as how I live stream now or different, that's another like story.
I think the only way to not keep or to not get bored yourself is you got to just keep doing different shit.
Exactly.
And the nice thing is that you can still live stream the majority of everything. There are some spots like there's no way can you keep a live stream going through an airport? I guess you could keep it on your phone.
You can keep a live stream on going through an airport, but then That's what got ice banned from Twitch.
Really?
Yeah, he got swatted on a plane, and they had to evacuate the plane and take him off of it, and it got really a lot of world press.
Yeah.
It was on the news and everything, and then Twitch was like, okay, we want to dissociate ourselves with this person, so they banned him.
It's funny that bigger companies can't. Maybe it's not the bigger company. Maybe it's the people that are into certain companies. But it's obvious that it wasn't that guy's fault for being on the plane and live streaming and it getting swatted. It was whoever fucking called the SWAT.
Yeah.
They're the fucking asshole.
Yeah.
But now he's not allowed on Twitch.
Yes.
It seems stupid,
and
right?
like cops will like be really aggressive with us sometimes when it happens. Like, then why do you do that with your life? And I'm like, that's like saying to someone, like, it's like if a 7-Eleven gets robbed and you go up to the 7-Eleven owner and say, then why the hell were you working in a place with money, you fucking idiot, if you don't want to get robbed?
Yeah, why
like,
work at a bank?
Yeah,
it's stupid.
Yeah, like, what are you saying? Like, that it's not our fault. If there's someone out there doing something illegal that's negatively affecting someone, then, yeah. So there obviously is a lot of downsides to live streaming as well as upsides.
Yeah. I think one of the major downsides is just that fucking thing you have to wear all the time. Mm-hmm. It seems so like
honestly
annoying.
I would IRL live stream way more if I didn't have to not only wear that, but setting that up and maintaining it. It's like one day something will be made, you know, and everyone would be like, oh my God, do you remember the days when people used to have to wear live views? Like,
right.
There was so ICE had a thing called a terror deck before, which was designed for news teams who need to report out. And that was really like, the setup was super scuffed. Like, it was not, it was a crazy setup.
Right.
And now when people look back, they laugh at it.
Yeah.
I think people will laugh at the live view too. Like, there's so many wires in this bag. There's so much
You're half
crap.
robot right now.
Yeah, it's so heavy. There's so much to go wrong with it. It's just a fucking nightmare. So I would enjoy IRL live streaming way. I feel like now I think about it honestly. People always ask me, like my fans are like, "Oh, Sam, like used to IRL live stream so much."
Yeah.
Because I was on a phone. I'd live stream on a phone, and when I think about it, all the people who do the most consistent IRL live streaming on the network are all phone users, because all you have is a selfie stick and a phone.
Yeah.
And then you can carry a battery pack with you, so when the phone's low, you just plug it in. Super light. Literally, you open up the phone and you click go live, and that's it.
Right.
The text-to-speech works all the time. Like, just for me to use the text-to-speech, I have to have a separate phone. Like, I have to have this separate phone, and I have to link that to here. I have to have two screens open on here. If anything touches the screen and it exits what I have up,
yeah,
it automatically dies. And then I have to have a separate battery pack just for this phone, because I don't have enough ports on my other battery pack.
Right.
Then I have to have a battery pack that runs the live view, and then I have to have 4 modems, which cost me $800 a month just in data. Then I have to have the live view, which is a $1,500 or $1,000 unit. Then I have to have the camera. Then my wires always break because you're always tugging them around. Like,
yeah,
it's like,
I think you're probably very good at this now, but you know how much it takes to get what you do up and running. But you know, somebody will comment something and be like, "Stop shaking your hand so much," or like, "That's an awkward angle," and you're like, do you not know how much is going into me even just trying to get this fucking set up right now?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's... There's a lot that goes into... There's a lot that goes into IRL live streaming, especially when you're trying to do it high quality. And just going live sometimes, I have anxiety because I'm like, God, like... Am I going to be able to perform up to people's expectations? Like, is this going to be good enough? Are people going to shit on everything I'm doing? Like, is today, like, are people going to, you know, is this enough for them? And, I don't know.
Well, it's like, I mean, I started to get that a little bit just with the last podcast that I did today. I was going through the comments and just looking at them, which I never do, but because of you, there was an influx of the amount of them. Mm-hmm. And I was reading some, and God, people are so shitty.
Sometimes
people are so shitty. And for a second, like, my feelings got hurt, and I was like, fuck this guy. Like, he doesn't. He's putting no effort. He's being a judgmental person is just the easiest thing to do. It's like being a commentator.
What's even more fucked up with the community is what he's saying. He might not even feel anyway. He's just saying it because he wants to see your face when you read it.
It's fucking scary.
And that's like super dark.
I've talked about it a lot, but it's like a mental disease to like want to be noticed. And of course we want to be recognized. It would be shitty to go through life without having people notice us, but to like idol worship and to just say the most fucked up things to get a reaction out of somebody is so crazy.
You know what it is? I don't even think it's that. I think it's this. And I somewhat got to relate to it. Okay. When they're watching you, they think, okay, or me as a better example, they watch me and they think, this guy, Sam, he's deliberately put himself where he is now. He's chosen to be an entertainer. He's chosen to be in front of thousands of people.
Right.
So whatever we do, whatever we say, whatever happens to him is all part of the show, okay? So they will do whatever they can in their power to fuck with me, to upset me, to whatever, because that's part of their entertainment. And it's like if you could watch a guy who, you know, and I've done it, honestly. Like, say, like someone's on a date with a girl, like another live streamer I know. I'll donate things like, oh yeah, like, he just got tested yesterday and he has AIDS. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll hopefully then the girl will be like, is that true? And then someone else will donate it. Yeah, it is true.
You change the storyline.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's half of what it is. Like, to an extent, like sometimes they do it too much, you know? Sometimes they take it too far, like getting people kicked out of where they are and all this shit, callers and all that crap. But I feel like that's it. They want to be able to be like, oh my God, no way. I actually managed to make that happen. And that's what they get their enjoyment out of.
Yeah, it's like playing a real life video game. It's like you get to affect what's happening right now to somebody else that you're not around. And I, of course, had that when I was much younger too. I had people that, like, if they would even say hi to me, I would have been like, oh fuck, that person just said hi to me.
Yeah.
But like, the older I got, the more I realized they're just fucking people. And me saying hi to them, they're not gonna fucking remember me. It's like,
I don't even think it's because like they know that Sam Pepper did it. I think they're just literally doing it because they're like, that's so funny that we got this guy to do that. Because they do it with people who don't have a lot of viewers or who are just like random people that ICE has put on. They do it because they're like, it's funny. Like,
I definitely have been a troll. I mean, I've when I was growing up, that was, I think, the time when everybody started to get a computer in their house. Like, it was a normal fucking thing. So it's like, what does everybody do? All the kids are watching porn and like saying horrible shit to each other on the internet. Why? Because there were like no repercussions. I've been that asshole before, but I think it just got so boring to me, like, as that person.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just, you know, because there's people being born all the time. Maybe it's just younger people that do that.
Well, also with the live streaming era, it's instant gratis, help me out here.
I can't even say it now. You fucked me up.
But yeah, it's instant, you know, like
gratification,
yeah. Like
gratisfaction.
When they do it, they get to see it happen in that moment. You know, and that's why live streaming took a very trolly audience, because of that fact.
Yeah. Somebody said something right now in the chat, which is really cool. They said, you got to remember, though, it's not just negative. You can say something positive that will affect somebody and get through to them still. Yeah. Which I feel like happens less often, but I'm sure. I mean, you're only
Sometimes
human.
I've had a donation and I'm like, you know, it makes me like, I'm like, whoa, I need to take a minute after that one. Like, that was nice, you know? And I feel like they have done that. And Amanda, actually, she's one of my regular viewers, and like, she'll sometimes donate me like large amounts of money. And like for someone to like spend their hard-earned money on me just to say like thank you for being you.
Yeah.
Like it feels really amazing, and they can do that to be positive when they want, not even give money, but just they can say stuff, nice stuff, or like they can appreciate what you do. Or for example, when I launched my clothing line, I feel like a decent amount of people bought my clothing line, even though they didn't have much interest in it, just to be like
supportive of you.
Yes, we support you, and the feeling of that selling out.
Yeah.
It felt really, really, really nice. And I was like, wow, like I didn't expect that.
I think it's just so easy for me to be cynical because the internet likes to highlight the negative shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it just pops out a little bit more. But I guess, yeah, of course, somebody giving you money to be yourself. Isn't that what we all want? That would be fucking nice, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew, you're existing. Here's money. But it's crazy that we live in a world where that fucking happens now. Yeah. People give you money to just be yourself. And when I was talking to JR about this, like the first time I met you, we were going off-roading, I think. And I was talking to him about, I was like, how does this guy make his money? And he was like, people give it to him. I was like, what? For what? He has a live stream, or maybe you weren't doing it yet, but it was still that same base idea of like people just giving you money.
Yeah.
Because the community, I mean, and I do think you are creating things, and that's why people are giving you their money and attention. But there's so many negative people in like the music industry. They feel like the quality of what they put out is so good, and they're not getting any fucking like any positive feedback from it or whatever. Not only is that narcissistic, but it's crazy that you can just be a human.
Yeah, and to an extent, it's a little bit more complicated than that, because a lot of the time I have to give them a reason to donate. But like some of the time they're not even donating. Like sometimes, like if I want to make large amounts of money, I'll do something that puts me, by them donating, it's putting me in a bad situation. And people enjoy doing that. So like,
how so?
I locked myself inside a coffin, for example, and then I put really loud speakers in the coffin, and I was in there for 12 hours and like huge, loud, bassy speakers. So then people could donate songs with high bass and shit. So when I'm trying to like I'm finally falling asleep after being awake for like, 18 hours, they'd play like, and it's obnoxious. I'm going deaf. It's hot in there. The whole bass is rumbling, everything. So then that'd be donating all night long. And like, obviously that's a good way to make money, however they say donation baiting.
Right.
Like some things you have to do, like I need, like my drunks, when I got drunk, like I needed to pay rent because my roommate left me with rent due. So
Great.
I got drunk for the first time, and so I had, like the first shot was like when I hit $80, then the next shot doubled, and then the next shot like not one person had to donate $80, but the total donations from everyone had to hit that mark. And then eventually I made up to eight shots, but I think I made like $3,700 or something like that just from getting drunk for the first time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nobody was paying me to get drunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's cool when you think about it. But it still blows my mind. And I think I'm rehashing the same thing over and over, but it's just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I always wonder, like, these famous bands or whatever that I really like, I'm sure they do once in a while, but the idea is, do they sit there and think like, wow, holy shit, this life is fucking weird. I did this thing. And of course they think that sometimes, but they've worked their way up.
So like, I'm probably one of the rare people that have fallen into that. And I know there's other cases, but before I went on Big Brother, no one knew who I was. I had like 3 friends, and no one knew who I was. And the moment I stepped out of the house, I had no interaction with the outside world for 2 months or something. No phone, no computers, no TV. Nothing.
Yeah.
And I walked out of that door, and there was like 3,000 people cheering my name. And from that moment on, for at least 9 months, wherever I walked, a minimum of a maximum of every 5 minutes, someone would come up to me and be like, Sam,
Right.
for months and months and months and months and months. And that was instant.
Yeah.
So to fall into that was like a crazy for me, like
I can
shocking.
only imagine. I mean, I have a small thing going on right now with like the music community that's around me. And I remember when I would start going out to bars in Fullerton to go see my friends' bands and stuff. The first time people would come up to me and be like, "Are you Andrew from Psychic Wave?" And I was like, people fucking know who or it was one guy.
Yeah.
But then it started happening more and more. Oh man, I had to try so hard not to get cocky. And I didn't even have a big thing going. It was just like, it's crazy that I ran into somebody that knew who I was. So for you to have 3,000 fucking people screaming your name, like,
it was bizarre, and I'd
be in therapy.
I was talking about this the other day, and I was saying what was very strange was more people knew me in my life than had ever known me. But I was the most lonely I've ever been because I was no longer who I was. I was isolated because I couldn't do what I like. I couldn't just sit down with someone and just interact with them because I'd be like, this interaction is completely fake. They're only talking to me because I'm Sam Pepper.
Right.
Like, there's no way this interaction would naturally be happening otherwise.
Yeah.
And it pushed me to like this place where I'm like, I'm different from every, like, not in an arrogant way at all, but I'm different from every other person now.
Course,
like, and that's how I'm going to be now for probably the rest of my life. I'm always going to be different from everyone else. And that mindset like drove me like it was very strange. And it took like a long learning curve. And thank God I went to YouTube because it was a humbling process because I had to start from the bottom of YouTube. And there was bigger YouTubers than me. And I gradually built up and built up and built up and built up.
Yeah, but I guess at a certain point, it makes sense to you where you're at because you know the work that you've put in to get here. Like, coming out of Big Brother, that I think was probably, if I'm to guess, one of the most shocking things of your life because it was like probably instantly you were famous.
Yeah.
But now all the things you do, it's calculated effort put into these things you're doing, and so it makes sense.
Yeah.
The internet's weird and things blow up for different reasons, but
yeah, even if I get a video, like when I got my video that got 30 million views, it wasn't like, oh my God, like, whoa, shit, you know, like this is game changing. Like a lot of people knew me, but like from videos like that, it wasn't like that. Like for me right now, I'd have to be an A-lister on a movie or something for me, or like to have a song or something which everyone knows, like for it to even phase me, I feel like that's fucked. Like it's fucked that like it takes such a level now to phase me in what I do.
Yeah, I mean, you grew accustomed to it. I remember I went to go see a show of this band, Sunflower Bean, that I really liked. And they had put out their first album, and it was, I think, their first time playing like a biggish show in LA. And they sold out this place, and they were playing one of their songs, and like everyone was singing along. And the lead singer, Julie, was like, I didn't know people even memorized the fucking words. Like they're at the beginning of their career, and she like immediately started crying. She had like no idea something you could do could like impact people like that, but it fucking can. And I don't know. I would have the biggest ego if I was like super famous, but most things happen gradually, so you kind of gotta work from there.
And also, people do have egos, and I think a lot of people in this industry have egos, unless they've been knocked down pretty hard once in their like career.
Right.
And I feel like for me, I've had that, and I've had like a pretty heavy time. And even though I feel like some people still think that some things I say might come off egotistical,
right.
I definitely have had like a level of ego death and kind of, I try to be as humble as I can.
Well, plus nobody, I mean, you could say, I've said fucked up shit on podcasts that I won't repeat again, but I said it because I thought it was funny at the time.
Mm-hmm.
learned my lesson, and I've said stuff that makes me seem super, super cocky. And mostly it's all in a joke. But at the end of the day, people don't fucking know how you actually feel about what you said. And they take something out of context. And I don't know. I think people just like getting worked up over shit.
Well, yeah. And especially with the internet, it's not like a lot of people on the internet who are very, very heavily involved in the internet scenes or communities. They probably might be a little bit disconnected from the real world.
Yeah.
So when they get a chance to be a part of something, which in real life they don't really often get a chance to be a part of something, they're like, oh shit, like I can be a part of something. Like I'm going to come together with other people. Like I don't normally do that. Like I'm normally on my own.
Yeah.
And they come together and they're like, yes, look at us. We're doing it. We're doing it. And then they kind of lose sight of like what the fuck they're actually doing. And they're like, yeah, we fucking did that, you know? And I feel like that happened for a long period on the internet. And I feel like then people have started to get called out recently who have, you know, been doing that. But people do that all the time still on the internet.
Again, called out for having huge egos?
No, just like people on the internet like attack like it like H3 called it like the what did he say? He said the I'm
brain
so
fart.
Yeah, no, I'm so brain dead right now. Something outrage, like it's just like it's just the wanting to be outraged about something.
Right.
And that went on for like a long time on the internet. And I feel like a lot of them people like got over that, you know?
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, the internet in general is a tricky place. There are ways to kind of track where things are going, but there definitely was, I feel like, a time when everybody was just mad about everything.
yeah.
And I don't know, I've been on the internet before, and after I got off the internet, I felt like shit. I'm just like, God damn, this place is so nasty. And then other times I go on the internet and I'm watching puppy videos.
Yeah.
And it's all great. And I'm just wasting my time away, but I'm so blissfully happy.
Yeah.
I don't know. The podcast thing is weird for me because it's a lot of me inviting people who have no fucking clue who I am to come over and talk, which that in a way has been really good for getting myself out there. But I think it's strange never knowing who's going to be or what the person sitting across from you is going to be like. Because I've had podcasts where I fucking hate the person sitting across from me. Not hate, but God.
It's hard.
Like, and you try to be nice.
Yeah.
Always. But some people are just dumb. Some people are dumb. I'm one of them, but...
No, like it's the same with like what I do. Like I have to have interactions with people sometimes. I'm like, okay, it's time to move on. But it's different when you've invited someone into your studio and now you're stuck sat with them, and then all the pressure's on you.
Now they know where you're at all the time.
You have to lead the whole conversation. You have to lead everything. Like, that's pretty challenging.
Have you ever had to get a restraining order against somebody?
Yes.
A lot of them?
No,
okay.
just one.
Just one.
So far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few people I wish I could get a restraining order.
Yeah.
But I would have imagined you had a bunch of them. But.
No, I mean, it's never really gotten to that, but I feel like with live streaming, it could become... I try to be as careful with my location as possible. I'm not really like Ice. He's very... he wants people to turn up where he is, and he wants people to know where he lives, etc. So he can get content out of it.
Yeah, it's a little scary to me.
For me, I try to keep my stuff as low-key as possible.
Well, like you said, you can't operate the same way that someone like me operates. Like, you're going to go somewhere, and chances are there's going to be somebody that has seen a video of yours.
Yeah.
And I would want as much privacy as possible. You know?
It's not even that. It's like, because I'm live streaming, people know where I am. So I'm kind of like invading my own privacy.
Right.
So, and people like in the live streaming world, it's become kind of like a trend, like a part of it is stream snipers. So people that watch the stream and come try and find you just to say hi or try and hang out with you or do something stupid or, you know, bring something to the content. Like, that's a thing. That is a thing. So,
well, I mean, since the beginning of like news, video news, people have been going in the back going, like,
exactly,
fuck right in the pussy.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a desire, and it is really cool to see yourself on video, but lots of times you could be inconveniencing somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
I think fucker right in the pussy was fake.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think
funny.
it came out that it was like fake, and I think even the news reports weren't real news reports.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like to that point, like it came out a lot later. I don't know. Maybe people in the chat can tell us, but I think it came out that it wasn't real.
But it became a craze where like
people were doing it for real. Yeah.
Which, I mean, I think it's harmless.
I think it's funny.
To just say something.
Yeah.
Like I've got these little cousins, and they're about 10 years old. And for a while, I was really keeping my mouth very clean around them. But I heard one of them say some fucked up shit the other day, and I was like, oh, it begins. They're saying horrible things to each other. It's so great. And to hear like a 10-year-old say fuck is just so great. I mean, it's it's great to me. They're not my kid. It's like, I don't really care, but
I don't like when I hear people's kids or like family members and stuff talking about like saying fuck and shit like that. It's when they start talking about shit and you're like, yo, you shouldn't know about that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and you're like, that's fucked. Like, kids nowadays know about stuff so much quicker because the internet, phones, technology, like kids are being brought up now in strollers.
Yeah, holding phones. Yeah.
Yes, like,
well, it's a way to babysit.
Like my friend's son literally can play like Fortnite, and he's 7 years old or something, 6 years old, and he can kill people in it. He's like, yeah, I just killed him. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Or playing GTA, like beating up old ladies with baseball bats.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was doing that at like, maybe it was the same age. I don't know. It wasn't younger than 10. It was probably like 12.
Yeah.
When I was 12, I was having sex with prostitutes in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Then getting out of the car.
I thought you was
going to
say in real life. I was like, Jesus Christ, you started early.
Yeah, little do you know, I have a really crazy backstory.
How the fuck did you manage to get the money or
to find somebody that fucked up? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody that fucked up, but no, I wasn't that cool.
That'd be a funny YouTube video. Getting a 12-year-old to try and have sex with, like, to see if prostitutes would engage in it.
I don't know if I don't know. I feel like that's dangerous. You don't know if
that's okay via the internet, or you saying you don't know if it's okay for the kid?
Well, here's the thing about, like, a little bit of both. Like, kid actors. Like, I've always had a strange thing with like kid actors saying or doing really fucked up things. Yeah. Obviously they're acting, but they're still a kid.
Yeah. It's like when they have to get covered in blood in like a horror movie and then like chase after someone and kill them.
Yeah.
Do you know what else I always think? Like, this one's always got to me. You know when they have someone in a movie who's a fat person and they're making fun of the fat person? I always think about that. It's like, is that who you are? Like, are you that person that's willing to be the fat person and be made fun of for being fat?
Well, they're probably made fun of for being fat anyway, but then somebody says, we'll pay you. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I worry about that. I mean, there's guys in movies that play the ugly guy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Or the ugly guy, the ugly gal, like, that's what you're known for.
Yeah, it's just weird to me when it involves kids. I don't know how I feel about it. And kids, of course, want to be famous. Like, I wanted to be an actor when I was little. I was like, I saw these kids doing that. I'd be like, they pay you, and then they film you, and you just say shit, and then everybody thinks you're cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to do that. But my mind is still underdeveloped, and I'm going to be 25 tomorrow. And I don't understand how these kids can't be processing everything in a healthy way. Like, because I'm not an actor and I'm not in the spotlight and I don't process things in a healthy way. and having a kid covered in blood or a kid fake go up and
look
prostitute
at Disney.
sex.
Look at Disney kids. Look at Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber, Bella Thorne. Like, all of these people have had like crazy outbursts or are slightly not there. And it's because like it's so unhealthy from like to be from a young age just constantly in the limelight, in the limelight, in the limelight, in the limelight. And and that just fucks you up because you have this warped sense on reality, you have this warped sense on what's real or not, who's real or not. Like, it fucks you up. And every single one of them people eventually has a breakdown. You know, a public breakdown.
When's yours coming? When do we get that breakdown?
I mean, I feel like I started like old enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking kids who grew up like Bella Thorne. She was a baby model, and then after being a baby model, she was a toddler model, and then after being a toddler model, she was a teen TV star, and then after being a teen TV star, like she went into her 20s, and then was just like the center of fucking drama or just constantly having different boyfriends and staying in the limelight that way. And
why is it that, like, if we had a family member react like that and have a mental fucking breakdown, everybody'd be like, this is serious?
Yeah.
But, like, when you see somebody like Bella Thorne do it, you're like, oh, God, this is funny as fuck.
Like, it was like FouseyTube. Well, I don't know if you followed that.
I did, dude. Okay, so that was the first time, like, honestly, when I saw your videos and like saw the stuff you did, I was like, it made me feel gross. Like, there's something about it. I was like, this is what people like want to see.
Yeah, you didn't want to watch it because like
it just was strange to me. But then I saw the FouseyTube thing, and then I saw you on No Jumper.
Yeah,
with that whole interaction, I was like, fucking props to Sam, because you just
because
kept your
that's
cool.
actually just me being me. Do you know what I mean? All the other videos. I get what you mean, because you don't like to feel like... I feel like that was some people like, oh, God, do I actually like watching this guy? Do you know what I mean? And
well, I had mixed feelings about you until I saw you confront that guy and how fucking disconnected he was from reality.
Yeah, and that's most people in our world.
It was crazy. But, like, I can't believe that he was saying that God, like...
Yeah.
What? All right. Well, that's a whole other
But that
thing,
was a huge breakdown that was, like, really fun to follow. And it's fucked up to say that, but it's like, I watched I was like, who's got the new footage of Fousey saying something crazy?
Yeah.
Like, who filmed him on the street? What's he posted on his Instagram? What's he's posted here? What's he's posted here? And, like, that for me was, like, I was so obsessed with that. And it's weird to get obsessed with someone else's, like, downfall. But this guy was genuinely having some sort of... manic episode, and he's posting on his Instagram now that like yes, I've identified I was having a manic episode. You know,
can you see how much percentage we have on the camera? I just don't want it to shut off on us. But yeah, it's sad. It's like a YouTuber, and when it's a YouTuber, it's fun to watch, or a celebrity, it's fun to watch. But the more you think about it, it's actually super fucked up, because people are watching this, and some people actually think this is normal behavior.
Yeah.
I think it's really dangerous. Like, kids are watching people.
That's why
videos.
YouTube had to just put a new terms of service on challenges. So now, if
I heard about that.
Yeah, if you label anything as a challenge and it has a potential for it to be dangerous, your video, you can get striked for it. Yeah, like anything like that. So it mainly came around because of the Bird Box challenge. Where, you know, have you seen the movie?
Yeah. Fucking hated it. But anyway.
I liked it. You didn't like it?
Oh, it's so I don't like movies like that.
I like post-apocalyptic stuff, I think. I thought it was really good. I liked the vibe. I thought it was well shot. Like, I
didn't think it was bad. I thought it was bad. I didn't like it.
I liked it. I really liked it. But
yeah, the challenge where people are driving blindfolded. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, they were doing loads of anything blindfolded, but it obviously pretty much most things you do blindfolded is gonna be dangerous.
Yeah, I remember I had this apartment, and I had like a Sunday where I had nothing to do, and I was like, I'm gonna blindfold myself all day just to try to like be around this apartment. I lasted like 10 minutes. Yeah. It was like way too fucking hard. I got hungry.
It feels horrible.
Yeah.
Like, it feels horrible.
I could only imagine what it's like to actually be blind and then have a hit movie come out where like the whole thing is you're safe if you're blind.
I saw something like where this guy wore these glasses and it flipped everything upside down. Because actually, when your eyes take in vision, it takes it up the wrong way, and then your brain flips up the right way.
Well, I've heard that. Yeah.
He wore these glasses that flipped everything up the other way, and he wore them for like a really long period of time.
I would get sick.
But imagine then taking them off afterwards. Do you think you have to spend like a decent amount of time readjusting to like up the right way?
Not as much time as you think, probably. Your instincts probably kick in again. But Jared, were you telling me about the guy who made the the guy that made the bike turn the wrong way?
Yeah.
That was you? It took him 2 months to steer
What's his name again?
The opposite direction.
No, yeah, I watch him all the time. Learn quick. What's his name? Is his name Mark or something? Well, I don't want to say Mark.
I don't know.
Oh, it's not the guy who learns stuff quickly. The British guy. No. You know who I'm on about though. Not Tom Scott.
We're just talking about random shit now. And yeah, for the people commenting, I did not do my research. I'm not part of Sam's whole world, and to me that's why it's interesting. I've no so yeah, excuse me if I don't know who the fuck certain people are or this whole thing that happened, but that's me. Anyway, but the idea of YouTube,
Mike Boyd.
Smarter every
that's
day.
Who you're talking about, smarter every day. Okay, but Mike Boyd is the guy who learns stuff quickly. But he learned the back to front bike as well.
Did he film the whole process?
Mike
That's
Boyd
pretty cool.
filmed the whole he films the whole process, and he puts a countdown a timer in the bottom corner, and he shows like how long it takes for him to learn everything. Yeah, that guy. Mhm.
Yeah, somebody's like Mike Boyd.
Yeah, that's how I know. I saw them.
You guys are smart. I'm dumb. They got it pretty quick. But yeah, it's just weird that anybody with a phone can now potentially be famous.
Yes.
Like anybody.
Yes.
There's no requirements for being famous anymore.
And I think what will happen is gradually the amount of followers you have will go, like the base level will go up. Like, oh, you don't have 1,000 followers? Like, what the fuck? Right. I feel like it will gradually go up and up and up. I think you'll have more and more people following you, and you'll have more people in your life that you've never met.
Right.
As time goes on.
You mean just the average person? Like
the average person, like not even someone who's famous.
Yeah.
Like I think it's gradually going to build up.
Yeah, it's funny. I was at Burger Records in Fullerton, and this guy was just trying to network the shit out of everybody in like the nastiest way. He's the type of guy that would like probably grab your phone and then press follow, like find,
the person when you're like, oh, type your number in. You're like, oh, this one. You're like, and they're like, what's your number? And I'm like, oh, just give me yours. Yeah. And then they take your phone off you, they type in a number, and they call themselves. And I'm
fucking
like,
hate that.
The reason why I wanted to take your number is so I never had to talk to you again.
Now they know.
Now you've called yourself.
They know. Yeah.
Now I have no choice.
They know. But this guy, he was like, oh, let me follow you. And I was like, yeah, for sure. At the Psychic Wave on Instagram. And he follows me, and I think at the time I had just hit 5,000 followers, and he goes, oh shit, you got some clout. And I was like, no, I do not. 5,000 is like, yeah, but he was dead serious. Like to him, that was a lot.
Even for him to say that, it's just cringe.
He was a cringe guy.
Yeah.
But it's like the idea of how much it takes to, have made it in others people's eyes. I think you're right, will change. Like 5,000 to me isn't nothing. You can't make, maybe you can make a living off of 5,000 for like just internet related stuff, but
like when I first started YouTube, I had 20,000, and that was like huge in the scene. Like that was like the biggest person in the UK was 100,000. In the UK, the biggest person was 100,000 subscribers.
So having 20,000 right from the get-go must have felt pretty good.
Yeah. So like that was crazy. And then when I hit 1 million, that was a massive deal. Like no one was hitting millions. Now everyone has 1 million.
It's
like they had to change the play button that they send out to you to a cheaper cardboard one because I think they were spending too much money. Like mine's like this big, heavy glass one. Inside it has like this metal chrome play button.
Yeah.
Now it's like this little cardboard fucking cutout.
It's insane to me because when YouTube first started up, well, I don't remember when it first started up, but I like me and my friends would film shitty videos of us like skateboarding and put it up, and we'd be like, that was a 10-second clip, and it would be like somebody just all laid down a stair and then like got hurt, and we were like, we're on the internet, and just being on the internet to us was like exciting. And now you turn around and everybody has 1 million subscribers and you're not shit anymore. It's like it takes so much more to impress people as far as YouTube goes. But I think that's just there's more people creating.
Yeah,
it's just more competition.
The person who asked who was the biggest in the UK, it was Charlie McDonald. Charlie is so cool. Like that's the biggest guy in the UK.
Who was the first person to get 1 million subscribers on YouTube?
Oh, I don't have a fucking clue. Someone can Google it and find out. I don't know.
I think that would be like the strangest thing, to be the first person to get 1 million.
Maybe it was someone like Ray William Johnson or someone like that. I don't know. Let me Google it. I'm actually really curious to see who that was.
Because for a time there was one person with 1 million.
To get 1 million subscribers. Oh, guess who it was?
Justin Bieber.
Fred.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
Fred. God, how annoying. I remember those videos. I thought they were funny, though.
That's crazy. Like, again, like, another subcategory that I never got was the annoying orange. And that's so big. Like, they have merchandise in Targets and shit.
That got a cartoon for a while.
Yes.
Like, on TV. Yeah. I was thinking about this today, how Angry Birds... Like, was an app.
And it became a movie.
And yeah, but it was like, now kids have Angry Bird t-shirt. Like, that's a normal thing. Like, Target and Walmart, Angry Birds is just like, oh, you know that game on your phone? Yeah, it blew up and now it's everywhere.
Yeah, that game was so crazy for it. And I never really got into it, but like, it's the fact, like, I don't know, they branded it. They made people be obsessed with it. But then again, look at Fortnite. Like, kids want to wear Fortnite. They want to collect the figures. They want to spend their money on it. They want to watch people playing Fortnite. They want to...
I was too busy watching porn at that age to have any interest in like a phone game or anything else. Like, my hormones were just going crazy.
I don't know. I feel like there was just way more creative outlets for me. Like, I'd rather have a video camera and just like record weird shit and edit it and like take photos and edit them. I actually, luckily for some reason, like my brain worked as a kid that I invested a lot of my brain power in like creative stuff, which now I use every day. Every day. Like learning Photoshop, learning Illustrator, learning Adobe to edit, like all of that shit I learned as like a 13-year-old kid because I was actually like, yo, like, if I can make videos and put them on the internet, that would be dope. Like, if I can just fuck around with my friends with a camera and make something and edit it and put it on the internet, that'd be sick.
Yeah. I don't know what that's just the creative desire on a different platform. Like, you know, it wasn't you were painting. It was you were doing stuff computer-based. Which I've always had the desire to do that as well. I mean, it started with skate videos. To me, the fact that skate companies were made by normal guys and then they just figured out how to put footage together and then they did their little cartoon intros and outros. It made it to where it's like, oh, we can do that. I can do that too. Oh, Jackass? Yeah, I'll film.
That's what I first started doing. I did little, like, I had a VHS cassette where you put the VHS inside, the whole VHS. You put it inside the video camera and you record, and I did videos like eating grasshoppers and like covering myself in bubble wrap and rolling down hills. And like, that was it. Like, I loved doing that.
I miss how much I used to laugh like with my friends about that shit.
Yeah.
You could be doing nothing. You could be spending a whole day trying to do a video that's going to be 10 seconds long.
Like, we sat on skateboards and rode down hills. Like, oh, that's so crazy. Like, you rode a skateboard on your butt down a hill, and we'd be like, oh, that was so good.
Yeah. I mean, it is funny. I think those experiences are good, like growing up, as long as, you know, nobody gets hurt. But nobody ever got hurt out of my friends.
Nah, I split my ear, like, pretty badly riding a unicycle down a hill, but that was it.
You don't really even need that skin.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
you don't really have feeling in it, so.
Well,
is your countdown timer your like your battery of your camera, like when the battery's done, that's the end, that's the end of the podcast.
Yeah, we're about an hour 10 now, and I know that you've worked all day and you're tired. So I appreciate you coming on.
That was great. Thank you very much for having me. Hopefully some people come over and subscribe and watch some of your other podcasts. And I'm happy to do a podcast again. Ice kind of went live at the end of my stream, and my stream was kind of dragging a little bit, but we can do something where we push some more people over sometime. But it was fun. It'd
be great. Yeah, I appreciate it. I think this is the longest we've ever talked.
Yeah.
Because you're always doing something. But thanks for coming on.
No, thank you very much.